Tell me a little bit how you came to El Canto.
Well, when I graduated from college, I was interested in still working in golf, more in the development side. And there were two projects at the time being developed in the country, and I was fortunate enough to work for the golf course that is continuing to be developed. The other project has been is no longer being developed. And when I moved down, I met with my boss currently, and he interviewed me. He liked what I had to say in the interview, and then hired me on the spot. And I've been working there since, and I'll be there 6 years in January.
Seems like an easy sell to me, but tell me the top three things you love about the site and the club that's emerging out there.
Well, the top three, first, it feels, because of the topography, the golf course feels like it's in its own little world. It's set in the valley, surrounded by the mountains, and there's some areas where you can see the ocean. And it's close enough to the ocean to still feel that ocean breeze. And not only does it cool it down to play golf, but also makes playing golf there more challenging. Another thing that I really like about it is the type of grass that we're going to use. We're using a grass called seashore paspalum. I like it because it's a very deep green color. It keeps its color during lack of sunshine, which we get here because of the rainy season. We have 6 months of rain. The course doesn't get a lot of sun. And also you can stripe it when you cut it. You get that striping look that it's very difficult to get if it was Bermuda. And the third thing I like is that it's a very large course, not large in terms of distance, but there's just a lot of space in between the golf holes. The fairways are wide, but the wide fairways don't necessarily mean it's an easy course.
Tell me a little bit about working with Perry Dye and the design of the golf course, the layout.
Well, I've learned a lot from Perry. It's hard to find someone that has more experience in golf course development or in golf in general than Perry. He was moving dirt on golf courses on a bulldozer before he could drive. And what I find amazing about Perry is how he can take a very challenging site, as El Encanto is, or as La Reunion is in Guatemala, challenging in terms of its topography, and turn it into a beautiful golf course. It's been great to see it from when it was just an abandoned coffee farm and see the transition into a golf course. And I don't think too many people could have done that. Too many architects could have done what Perry's done on that site.
Now, golf is coming back to the Olympics after a 112-year absence. What's your reaction to that?
Well, yeah, I think it's great. Golf is a very physically and mentally challenging sport. It's a marathon. It's grueling to play a 4-day tournament, and I think it's a great sport to include again after more than 100 years being absent in the games. That being said, I'm a bit disappointed on the way countries qualify. It makes it very difficult for a country like El Salvador to send an athlete to be able to represent our country. The World Amateur Team Championship, you have more than 200 players. I was surprised that the Olympic Games was going to be limited to such few players, and it's going to limit how many countries can be represented. And I would have liked to see it be an amateur event versus a professional event.
In your opinion, what characteristics are needed to become an Olympian golfer? Not concerned with the professional or amateur part of it, but what will enable somebody to be an Olympian golfer?
Well, definitely what it takes to be a great golfer. The ability to concentrate, execute difficult shots under pressure. Patience is definitely probably the #1 characteristic a golfer needs to play well. In this case, an Olympian would need it to do well in the games, and just mental toughness it comes down to.
What do you think of this fella Andy Reistetter, this journey to Olympic golf?
I think it's interesting, starting from the United States all the way down to Rio. He's going to see a lot of different places. Latin America, countries in Latin America are all different. Even though we speak the same language, each culture is very different. I think the game of golf is in different stages in different countries, and I think your journey will be, you'll find a lot of special places and some special stories along the way.
Well, Bobby, I want to thank you for bringing me here to Camp Campestre in San Salvador. It's an absolutely beautiful place, and a club deep and rich in the history of this country. And again, thank you so much for your time for this interview and hosting me here.
Oh, well, you're welcome. Welcome. Come back anytime.